Hello everyone, so I'm going to hand Mindy the phone. Hopefully this time she actually plays. I handed it to her while we were in PT because I had my trace tonic going. And
nothing was appearing, so I stopped playing and decided to do my own stuff.
Okay, so it stopped after a little while and that's when you stopped. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because nothing was appearing besides blue stuff.
Well, I said the blue and the purple.
Well, I only heard the purple part, and none of the purples were showing.
Okay. So, that's why there's so many blue here. That explains it. So, I'm going to explain a little bit about that once we get people here. Sorry, Mindy, here, you want to roll down for a minute? Just for a minute while I try and get the phone to behave. Why is it not? That was weird. So I'm trying to hurry and go after what's here while I wait and see if anyone comes on. Hopefully the radio doesn't do this crackling the whole time.
Oh, I've been 3 years. That's interesting.
What?
One of my favorite animes. The original, the first series came out in 2014, and then the movie came out in 2017. So apparently they're doing it every 3 years. But already.
Because another one's coming out?
Yeah, second season. I'm very excited. It's coming out in July.
So, Hi Lexi. Mindy, your post got me laughing.
Eh?
Your post got me laughing, Lexi says.
Oh, yes, on Facebook. Basically what I said is, hi, I came out of my hole for one post, so here have it. Okay, bye-bye now, I'm going back inside.
So, I'm just trying to hurry and catch what's here, and then we're going to go to Walmart, or not Walmart, to the bank. And then I think we're going to head home for a little bit and maybe pick up people's. I'm not sure what Brat's plan is. But I knew I needed to stream, so. God, this does not want to be caught. I figured he was at home. I'm just saying I don't know what his plans are. But I knew I needed to stream and we just finished PT, so. I did manage to prestige the page with Newt. Okay, there, we got all of them. I'm going to pass the phone to Mindy when a few more people get on. Of course. When a few more people get on, I want to talk about what's going on in Utah and a few things like that, because I know there's been interest. So, if Steph or Jen jumps on, we'll talk about that. And about, in a little while, whether they get on or not, I'll talk about why there was so many blue things here. So, oh cool, it looks like they're at least letting the people at the rest home go outside and sit together. They aren't restricted to their rooms, which I know they were at one point, so I'm glad to see that. That's good mentally for them.
As soon as the song is done, I'll start paying attention.
What?
As soon as this song is done, I'll start paying attention to your phone. Just because it's in German, so I need the subtitles, at least for some of the words.
Somehow, by sitting there sewing, I managed to slip my hips out of place in a couple different ways. It was like, and I slipped my neck out really weird too. Anyone said anything or anything? Looks like Logan's getting back to normal, kind of. that's part of what I want to talk about, but I kind of wanted to see if Steph gets a chance to jump on. And talk about it with her on. I think Jen may already have an idea, just because obviously she also lives here, so.
Zod.
I don't know what that dude's doing. Drive in only or whatever. Bank drive-through lane and drive through slowly.
Not yet.
Okay. Did you want to work on it while we wait?
For 5 years.
Hopefully not 5 years.
That's what people usually do on this line. Especially with what they were doing before.
I'm actually glad we went to the one we did, because it allowed a person who's on foot but needs to get some stuff in to do so. Okay, got all the gifts ready to give again. Looks like Steph didn't get a chance to That works, Jen. So I'll talk about the first thing while we're waiting. But first I take it your brother's there, so or someone else, but most likely knowing you, it's your brother. So glad to have you on. So we'll start on the first thing. When you go after the poacher, if you don't go after your Magizoology trace immediately, it actually keeps following you until you go after it. So the reason I had a whole bunch of blue while we were at when we left PT, had a whole bunch of blue around there, was because Mindy had been going after the poacher and not going after the traces. So
What are the traces? Those are the only ones that have taken.
yeah, but then when you catch the poacher, it brings in a dark blue one, and that dark blue one will follow you until. I'm not blaming you. You didn't know, and you didn't know I wanted you going after him. I found that out today. Oh, that's cool. If you want, tell him hi. That's up to you, but yeah. So, that is something interesting. If you only have time to go after the poachers, you could do that, and you should be able to get your traces later on. I don't know how long they follow you, but one person was ignoring certain traces because she had them all, and she realized they just kept following her. And so then when I read that on Facebook, I started watching. Okay. That's probably what was going on with me last night, because I'd go after something and I'd get an error glitch, and go after something and get an error glitch. I'm guessing it was because Brett was going after the poachers and realizing I had everything else, and so just leaving it. So when I went home and tried to catch everything, I'd get error glitches. I'm turning off the car just because we've been sitting here for a while. So, while we're at it, I'm going to show you something. The mask order form is up.
I like their truck.
So, just so you're aware, Utah is doing that. It's the coronavirus.utah.gov/mask. So that's helpful if you don't have a mask. They are especially, as it said, prioritizing workers people who are either working or going to be going back to work soon. I was reading through it because it doesn't look like we're going to get stuff here soon. So I was reading through the different levels of risk and whatever. I'll tell you in a minute, because
I also need extra checking and savings deposit slips.
Hi. And then can we get some more checking and savings deposit slips? So, I was reading through, and even at green, which is when they're saying risk is gone, they are basically saying they aren't saying risk is gone. They're just saying it's reduced enough that we need to just be careful. But some of the things they're recommending is still wearing masks, a few things like that during those times if you're going to be closer than 6 feet.
Anime con. You're definitely going to be closer than 6 feet. Because I can't put the chairs far enough apart to be 6 feet with having enough people in it. Oh, Anime Con, I said this.
Oh, Anime Con, yeah.
I mean, not at school either.
But yeah, so Anime Con, you might want to make sure you've got a mask figured with your costume. Does that make sense? Thank you so much.
Okay, they actually gave me a good stamp this time. Yesterday I asked and they gave me one. And I was like, okay, thanks, but
I need more.
Yeah. Because one time.
She's pretty good about giving a bunch.
Yeah.
This lady is. Anyway, so that's something to be aware of, is that, yeah, basically from now on, especially in bigger groups, stuff like that. So Utah's new normal, it will be a lot more people wearing masks from here on for years. Who knows how long we may end up very much like Japan was before this happened, to where it's just common to see people wearing masks for any reason. Things like that. I would say, yeah, masks are going to, I would not doubt if masks become somewhat of a fashion statement, depending on what mask. And in Japan, I know that there's a wide variety of masks for the different animes, for the different, basically it becomes another way
Tokyo Ghoul, I will have Kaneki's mask.
It becomes and so it's not necessarily the masks that they wear on the animes, unless they're appropriate. But like
Mostly.
They have
one of his eyes though. Because only one eye is ghoul, the other one is human. Because the doctors were ghouls and decided to do an experiment on him. And it worked for them, not for him. He hated it. But
anyway, so they have
hey, we're going this way.
like,
can we go to Jeets?
Huh?
I want to talk 23.
Hey, hurry.
Yes. I'm just going to tell them about the anime that's coming out.
About what?
The second season that's coming out.
Oh, okay.
I'm very excited.
And let them know that you need to plan in a face mask with your costumes. Please don't take, like, literally, hurry. Anyway, so that'll be the new, so I think masks will kind of become another way of expressing who you are. Things like that. And I don't think I think prices for face masks, different things like that, will drop too. Because they'll be commonly sent over here. I know in Japan, a cloth face mask from one the YouTube channels I watch. She said a face mask in Japan, and before all this happened, was like $1 or $2. And I know to get even a cloth face mask here before was generally more than that unless you bought in bulk. So, but there they have them like at had them at every gas station, everything else. If you forgot your mask, it was easy to grab one. They had them in vending machines everywhere for really cheap. So I can see something like that becoming the norm throughout the U.S., or at least throughout Utah too. I can see when school starts up again, schools are going to have had to approach what their dress code, how their dress code's going to respond to that. So that'll be interesting. But basically, the lesson that Japan kept from the 1918 flu, it sounds like Utah's planning on being the lesson that we finally keep here, at least in Utah, at least for a while. So go back over here. It was this page I managed to prestige. So now I've got that page and this page, both of them going after stuff. That one obviously needs a lot more. This one's gold, this one's gold. So my Magizoology just needs my New York City street to get to gold, and then fill all those in. So and I would drop a trace right now, but Mindy's not that great at watching, so. And there's Mindy. So she did hurry this time. Thank you. What did they say? What did they say about the masks?
I didn't tell them that bad.
Oh, you didn't tell them? That's a group of people that I think actually would be really excited about it. I think, or not, maybe not really excited, but they'd be like, okay, cool. Considering they like wearing their masks.
Yeah, unless it doesn't go with the cosplay.
Yeah.
Then it's annoying.
But if you can find if you plan your cosplay to have a mask, if you know what I mean.
Okay, but some of them are actual characters, not Pokemon.
Sure.
Where they don't have masks at all.
But even then.
And so then you just have to wear pretty much anything because nothing goes with it.
So, yeah. From what I understand, in Japan, they have, so some of the masks are like just the colors that the person wears that are associated with the person or stuff like that, are the way they do it. And I'm trying to think of the names of the last masks I saw there, but I can't think of the names. And I don't want to say it and be way off base. Anyway, so yeah, so this year shouldn't be a problem. In the future, though, it's something that you may think about. Nezuko is one of them.
What?
Like there's an anime that has Nezuko and a few others in. And so, like,
I'm gonna need to know first and last name.
Okay.
I can think of 3 already that has Nezuko.
Okay. Oh, that can.
No.
But like I know some of the masks were like yellow and black or white, I can't remember, and red, or one was red and whatever, and another blue and whatever. So. It also, depending, there is a hint that they're going to end up trying to figure out what to do on school, because it'll be right near the end of school when they're possibly going to say schools can be open again. The next level, so moving from orange to yellow actually allows schools to reopen. So
Was it Demon Slayer? The one where
yeah.
she... Well, that one's easy. She already has a bamboo stick in her mouth. Mm-hmm. All you need to do is, like, do essentially that.
Well, they just do, like, the different colors of...
Okay, well, hers is super easy.
Okay. But there's also a few others that are in Demon Slayer. And basically they had Demon Slayer masks. And they went by the colors that are associated with the characters. And whatever else, it's like... They were a common thing in Japan. They aren't now. She said a little while before the base was closed and no one was let out, they couldn't get masks anymore. But it took longer to run out of masks than it took us here in the U.S. So, and their prices there in Japan are generally a lot more, I think, than they are here, and yet they were like $1, the equivalent of $1 or $2 US there. So you got to figure if we could get them for the same equivalent here, the difference in prices probably be even cheaper here.
Well, that's because you have to have more yen just in general to buy anything.
Yeah, but so when when it said 1,000 yen should say it was $10. So it was like 100. The masks there are 100 to 200 yen about. But things there that you could get here, a lot of things are, even compared to the 100 or 200 yen, it's not worth it to buy it there and have it shipped over. But if you're going there, to buy it here and have it shipped over there, but if you're coming here, it is worth it to buy certain things. Regular t-shirts there, a cheap t-shirt from what she said runs like $25 or more, and they look like the shirts that you can buy here for like $5. So yeah. Hair bows there $5 to $10 or $5 to $20. Here if they reach 10, they better be really good ones. Whereas they're average to cheap ones. So you want to go see with Brett what the plan is? Oh, he's right there. But he's not coming over.
Oi, person!
There he comes. He was throwing something away. So what's the plan?
Hello, dragon.
We didn't get my tag yet, did we?
I don't know. Did you check the mail today?
Nothing in the mail.
Then no.
I'm gonna cut the dragon.
But I wouldn't be surprised. We sent for it Monday, so I would say next week earliest.
I didn't know if you wanted the dragon, so I went after the dragon.
I don't know. I can grab Lexi. We can go back out. Caden hasn't got a stream yet. Hasn't got anything yet.
Okay, well, it's up to you guys.
Yet.
I'll go talk to him.
I am
I
streaming.
also do want to go to Walmart.
Oh, so I need to move the car?
What?
She wants to go to Walmart.
Yes.
So we're going to take the van.
So I'm moving the car for a minute. And then going and getting in the van, I guess. But when you look at this, we're starting to say, geez, it's almost not worth it to leave here, other than the fact that you guys can't really, usually the stream has problems while we're here. But I spent over 30 minutes last night just trying to go through all of the available traces here. That's how long it literally took last night to get through everything. So I don't know if that's just because of everything or what. Oh, also I did find out some cool news recently. Now, in the past, you haven't been able to say coronavirus without risking being demonetized. Coronavirus or quarantine without risking being demonetized. And possibly having your stream pulled down. Or, that video pulled down. Now they've kind of realized that's stupid because it's better to allow people to talk about it and to encourage others and whatever else than to keep your mouth shut and just to try and prevent some false news getting through. So, because the people who are willing to give correct information are also the ones willing to follow the rules, and otherwise you struggle to figure out either that or they're ones who they
because we're not all gonna fit in the.
Are gonna take the risk, more willing to take the risk. Can we grab there's a mask on the table over there that's done. That one. Probably under the, yes. That way we can, if we go by Mom's, we can drop it off. Because Danny obviously did not take it with him today. So. Okay.
Oh,
but yeah, so.
I woke up to a rude surprise today. I had a spider on me. Yes.
So you can, or people either one were disobeying the rules just because they were determined to have to have the true information shared to combat false information, or two, wouldn't share anything about it because they were going to follow the rules. And obviously that can become a problem. So that's interesting, that's one thing that it's like,
Fine,
I'm
won't
glad.
give you my phone to hold on to.
I'll hold on to it.
Which one?
Lexi, I got my shiny Pidgey yesterday.
I was coloring, and my cat scared me. Flashed a shark in my hand. I was like,
Did Mindy tell you what she did the other day?
I made my hand nice and black.
What about your mouth?
Oh yeah.
I didn't hear about this.
It was hilarious. So I took one of the pink markers, like Sharpies that I had, and I kept putting it in my mouth, like I took the cap off and then put it on the bag, and then I kept sticking it in my mouth so I could like hold it and layer and stuff. I stuck it in the wrong way. It didn't taste nice. It was much worse than fountain. I'm used to fountain penny. That didn't taste nice.
Thanks.
I made mine.
So if you didn't hear, she stuck her pen, a pink pen, in her mouth. In her marker, yeah, in her mouth. And got it all over her mouth, so. Anyway,
Ford was sooner we may be able to take out one of that legendary Caden.
Yeah, remote raid.
Mom handed me her sandwich, and she said, "No, I'm not asking you to eat it," because I like made a face in it. And I was like, "Yeah, I wouldn't throw it out to the cats." So maybe we should have.
So I'm going to tell everyone in this car because I don't think Brett heard what I said about masks. So I was reviewing the Utah law, the Utah stuff they've released. And basically, even when they go green, they're going to ask that extra precautions remain in place, including wearing masks in public. So basically from here on out, so I'm thinking masks is going to become more like in Japan, where they're more of a fashion statement, as well as if you're feeling a little bit off, you just put on a mask. Whether you have allergies or anything, you just put on a mask. When you're in public. I will say one good thing about that happening, if that does happen throughout the U.S. and the fact that it's already in Japan, is that the mask design that's been there will become more testing into ways that you can have a mask that'll protect you and other people, while at the same time allowing even not being as hot to wear and as awkward to wear and things like that. So things like fogging up your glasses, they'll be designing masks more that won't do that, etc. So I know Brett was saying at JBS they've already made it clear that there's a high chance that from here on out masks will be required, just because they've realized that this could protect not just from coronavirus, but it could solve some of their high absentee rates during the winter, etc.
Dirty River. Yes.
So that, and I do, remind me about the Dirty River later. I want to talk to you guys about that, because I saw something really interesting. About the Dirty River later. I want to talk to you guys about that. There was something I saw really interesting about that, along those lines. Anyway, I'm saying later when I'm done with the stream. Anyway. But yeah, so his work, there's been more than once that he's come home. We start getting sick and he's like, "Oh, I bet you've got what so-and-so in my department had. Here's how long it lasted." It's just become more of a common, that just was a common thing. Whereas if masks are common, they hopefully will prevent some of that.
I can't wait for hunting season to start again.
Why?
Because there's birds everywhere. It's driving me nuts.
Including the ones out our window.
Uh-huh. That you hear all night long honking on the pond.
Yep.
Sorry, Lexi, but they're down there honking all night long. Her bedroom window open, you can just hear them down there honking. Do I have an egg going, Caden? Of course you don't know because you're eating. You're feeding your face.
No, 5 or 7.
7.
You do now.
That weird bird, Caden, I hatched a 98% today.
Marketing?
Yeah.
Marketing? I
Yeah.
don't know.
What?
I don't have.
I've got 2 of them now, and the last one's about I bet 98%.
I still have 40 points. I upgraded my tag. All the
Yeah, but you just said you purchased coins.
I had to float while their games are really because the Pokemon Go you they spend a lot.
Well, I will say one thing. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to bring up. If you watch my coins, we're sure getting a lot of coins from this event. Because I had upgraded not that long ago, and
Awesome. You don't even have to go to a market right here. You can do the skate park.
And the sports complex.
complex
And Willow Park.
so I'm trying to play 2 phones at once, just if something looks weird. And not just 2 phones, 2 games.
We passed the map now.
Oh, goody.
Done eating.
Now I can play 1 game.
See, Lexi?
That's also part of why I wasn't
Red.
talking as
See
much.
how that's at Meadows?
It's kind of hard to
View.
What's at Meadows, Caden?
think
Dark
of
Ride.
what to say and watch 2 phones on 2
Let's see.
different games and think about what you're
That
doing.
using remote rate pass.
Is that Scott? Yes.
Ah!
No.
Oh,
Looked like him, but it's not.
I thought the car didn't look right.
His is a little brighter red. Looking at it now.
Lexi, can you just talk to me about this? You know what they did to Butterfree? Butterfree. You know how it was a 3-star, Lexi? Butterfree is now a 4-star rate.
If you mean to stop, Caden, I will.
I'm opening my game. Oh, we can place him in the little park.
There, I finally filled back up.
Oh, that's a problem.
What?
But that's Ironback's fault.
Again?
I'm so jealous that you have an arcane bike.
How much room is there? Do I need to switch over?
At least there's 3 people.
So yeah, you can place.
Okay,
What do you want me
I'm
to get rid
switching
of?
just for a
Can I get rid
minute.
of 3 potions?
Because they keep
Just let
wanting
see
me
my
to
phone.
play.
I'll
and
take care of it.
Lexi?
I definitely don't have enough
Do you know how many
coins
treasure
right
coins
now
I have?
For what?
That many.
in Pokemon Go. So I'm switching just for a minute.
Lexi, your buddy can also bring gifts to you. Literally, gifts from Pokestops.
There, now that's that. Let's check one other thing too, because I have not.
Unfortunately, the stairs don't talk.
See, I don't even have one Pokecoin. So I can't even buy the remote ride passes.
What day is it?
Shows you what I've been focused on.
Lexi. See? Then I can go down here, buy 3 remote raid passes.
Sam, I'm very disturbed by you. Hey,
How fun.
Brett, I found a new flavor of soda.
What?
Ketchup is a liquid made from a fruit and contains 20% sugar. That makes it a soda.
Yuck.
Ew.
Yuck. Would you drink it, Mindy?
No.
Point well said.
And then some people are demanding that soda requires carbonated water. I guess that makes ketchup a sports drink like
You've reached the
Powerade.
max number of remote raid passes. You only have 3 remote raid passes. Yeah, you could just sit on your bed doing raids.
So I was telling Lexi.
It says
So we're
here.
heading to Walmart now.
Sure.
I don't care as long as you want to be out. Walmart would be probably our last stop.
Lexi. So, when I go Battle League, it gives you a low tag.
Why do you need a low tad?
I don't know. I have 2 of them. I already have a shiny low tag.
Purplish brownish looking thing.
Yep. It's chocolate.
50 more of these guys.
Will I go to work tomorrow? Yes. Unless my nurse is killing me. Why did I bring my shoes home? Because I'm going to wash them. Because I'm going to wash them because they didn't wash them. Charmander! Well, I still canceled DC.
Someone in the Discord chat.
See if you saw that one jump towards me.
Mr. Piffles jokes.
So I found out why we had so many blue at the house the other day, last night. Because when you go after the poacher, it brings in a blue one. They follow you home.
I love the
Or wherever.
natural episode.
Wondering why I had so many blues all of a sudden show up.
But then if you take too long to go for them, it starts giving you errors.
What?
You're not supposed to die.
When Shaggy broke his arm, he's like,
No, it's with Dean. It's like, oh, I know what happens next. What? They're not supposed to die.
Lexi doesn't know what we're talking about. It's a.
I forgot I did need more unicorns now.
It's an episode of Supernatural, but
It's also season 13.
they crossed over with Scooby Doo.
Right here's where Caden got his shiny last night.
And I was happy, Lexi. Like,
He was pissed when I said, guess what I got? I got a shiny.
oh yeah.
Caden was pissed.
I so wish these guys could be shiny, Lexi. Their shiny is so beautiful.
What?
Bullpix.
Eventually they will be.
Eventually everything in Pokemon Go will be shiny. And Lexi knows that. They're also introducing Gen 8, Lexi.
Eat something. Not that it has any flavor.
They're introducing
I
Gen
need to stop, Caden.
If they're introducing Gen 8, I'm way behind.
They don't even have
They're
Gen
skipping
6, 7.
gens. They don't even have Gen 6.
I think I really haven't done much since, what, Gen 3?
What?
Look what my dad got!
Let me see it. Give that to me.
Before he purposely runs away. Yes.
He got a shiny Execute.
Execute. Shiny execute.
Oh, that's great.
No wonder why Caden's growling. No wonder why Caden's growling.
You think?
Don't eat all of those, Caden.
I won't. Huh?
I want to eat them.
1 star, Caden.
What?
Haha.
Hey, I still got it.
You're making it your baby.
Something you don't have yet.
You like these chips?
Not right now. But I know I'm supposed to eat them, so give them back.
The salt content.
Well,
Mindy realized part of her problem recently.
Oh,
is-
do you know how the eggs, Lexi, how Mindy said they were too salty 2 nights ago?
Yeah.
She was thanking me for it yesterday.
No, I wasn't. I was still saying it was stupid.
But you were, in a way, you were thanking me for it, Mindy.
No, she was just frustrated with her body.
Yes.
She realized she needed that salt, Lexi.
So I don't get dizzy. This should not be a thing. It's always like, yeah, Americans should eat less salt, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I wish.
To say the least, Mindy does not like salt,
No, it's gross.
but her body does. And needs it. She so is a... And yet when she was younger, just like all the rest of us Horlockers, she craved salt. Like, she would pour salt in her hand and lick it off. Yes, you used to do that,
I
Mindy.
know. I'm well aware. Doesn't make it any less gross now.
congrats, my dad got a shiny X. I have a shiny shuffle.
I now have both of them. If I evolve that one, I have normal Executor, shiny, and the Loman Form Executor.
Golden
Shiny.
eggs.
I'm gonna keep it as a golden egg.
You know what execute's good for, Alexi? Scrambled eggs. Dad,
No, I don't want to eat Pokemon.
you know that,
The other Pokemon would kill me. If
you
I
know
tried to eat
the spider in the hallway? Yeah, I found out. It's dead.
How dare you kill Lucas?
He crawled up on me as I was downstairs my own business and I look at my arm, there's a spider. I was like, ah!
Well, I didn't say hi.
I flicked him.
Caden's terrified of spiders.
Then the spider starts to come back up. He's like, what about me? Then I see him, I take my shoe and I tell him to just smash him 5 times.
Well, you're nice.
Exactly. I just watch these spiders go, quack. If I didn't kill it, Leo would have found it and ate it. Or Chiba. Or Chiba would eat it because Chiba likes eating spiders.
She was playing with a mouse the other day.
My cat likes to barely sit out of the dog's reach and then lean down and hit her in the nose and then just sit back up and just taunt her.
What?
Hilarious to watch. She'll let honey close enough to sniff her and then he'll just hit her in the nose and sit up. And she'll just watch her. Come on, honey.
Lexi, you know what restaurant will be able to reopen on Friday?
Denny's.
All of them?
Yes.
Denny's. Children's are open. I want to go. I have been craving Denny's.
Lexi. The waffle iron.
I've never even had the waffle irons.
I have.
It doesn't really matter to me.
Also the creperies
It
because.
just tastes like very fluffy waffles.
Well, that depends. If you get the waffle or the almonds. I get the almonds.
You
Yes.
know? They're
I like the waffle iron just because it's really. The waffles are so fluffy. Because 3 different species of grass type Pokemon. Okay. That is not a grass type Pokemon. Lexi. But if that turned out green, I'll be like 10 years that has been released. Have you seen the new shiny that's being released? Actually, there's a whole lot of new shinies being released. These throwback events, Lexi. But you know what we also get on Friday?
I'm not.
Pretty much. Dad, you can't blame me.
What did you do now?
He's saying for eating them all. Because Mindy
There's
ate a
still, like,
bunch of
front
them.
bag. Can you move your phone, Caden? Thank you.
Let's see.
I have my watch now.
Are you ready for more Pikachus?
We don't need Pikachus.
I think that's part of also what turned me off, is trying to get a perfect Pikachu of every type and have 2 male and female of every type, including the limited and whatever else, was just
Let's see. This week, this Friday,
frustrating.
we get Pikachu wearing a Charizard.
That you can devolve. Just like my 100% whatever I got that was wearing the Flowertron, I can't Togepi. I can't evolve it. It's 100%, but I can't do anything about it.
Do you know what posts about it, which is actually really cool. That's it. Well, I guess we get Pikachu, which can be shiny, which is a Charizard. The next week, you know what we get? We get another Pikachu, but it's wearing an Umbreon hat. Third week, we get Pikachu wearing a Rayquaza hat.
I don't understand why Pikachu needs to wear something.
I know, I don't understand that either.
And the fourth week, let's see, we get Pikachu wearing a Lucario hat. The point is, you can never have too many Pikachus according to
Yes, you can.
We're here.
Oh, okay, that's adorable. I need to guess.
What's adorable? Ah.
What is it?
An adorable Eevee. Get out.
Mindy, unless you brought yours, there's something on my head.
I'm gonna stay out here, but I need my phone, Caden.
Did you want to use that then, Lexi? Even though we were supposed to take it to Mom's? You could use it and then...
Lopo.
I'm good. My legs hurt. I'm gonna go get one of those waters that Mindy's been always drinking that she chugged.
He's talking about the body armors. And he's calling it water. So yeah, it should be interesting to see what happens after. Especially with this new recommendation. And there's the error. Obviously I waited too long for that one. That one was almost masterful. That one was! Yay! I think Steph did not ride the bus last night. I say that because she didn't open my gift. This does not want to get caught. Okay, I have an existimal ingredient, a dottle drought ingredient, extravagant spell energy, and regular runestone. When you get a chance, Jen, what do you want?
End of every Zoom meeting.
I feel sorry for him. He literally just came through and picked up all the cards. And she comes through and... Nope, I'm not going to pass it to him. He's right there. I'm going to ignore the fact he's right there and put it somewhere else. Oh well. So anyone in Utah that's interested, you can actually download the data or the information sheet that shows the different levels of the red, orange, yellow, green levels of risk with this and what plans are, etc. for it. But restaurants will be opening next week.
This Friday, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know if it'll open Friday or if Friday's the day they can get their employees back and start preparing for like weekend. Anyway, anytime between Friday and Monday they'll be open. And then... But the restrictions are, what they're going to do is they clean the table and then keep everything off it, hand you the menus, hand you the silverware, etc. when they sit you down. They have to make sure the tables are at least 6 feet apart, whatever. When you go in and you're waiting for a table, they have to have things marked to have you sit 6 feet apart. They're recommending having someone at the door, opening the door for everyone, so you don't just go in on your own. Someone opens the door for you to let you in.
Hi.
Hi.
I don't know where the others went. They have stuff in there now, though. You can only go through the lane straight, and then you can enter that way. It's interesting. They have lights that go this way, then they have red stickers that do not enter.
Anyway, and then after you're done, they have to have a separate person, one person that's exclusively for cleaning the tables and everything.
Ooh. You have a sports academy over here too?
In the past, I know many restaurants have had the servers and the greeter and whatever help with bussing tables when it's slow. The recommendation is that not happen anymore, so that they don't bus a table and then go touch food or things like that. Only the bussers will be allowed to bus tables, and they can't help serve the food either. So they'll clear everything off the table, wipe and sanitize the table and everything on it. The salt and pepper shakers, everything. And they're recommending, if possible, go to single-use items. So giving you a packet of salt and pepper rather than having a salt and pepper shaker on the table. Things like that.
Hoagle's Who is reopening Saturday.
I can see that because they can promise the same distance or better than the restaurants can. Think about it. I'm surprised they weren't allowed to open when gyms were allowed to open, personally. And then what they make the determination on if they stay where they're at, go up or go down, is how long is they actually have how long since there was death or how many people diagnosed, etc., etc. Basically making sure the curve is still flat enough as they reopen. And they've also, it's not going to be overall. Salt Lake will not have their restaurants open when Cache Valley does.
They said they were opening the restaurants in Salt Lake.
Yeah, that's the article I just read from Channel 5. They're opening them Saturday.
Okay. Cool. But the restrictions were that they don't have to. Each area's health department decides for their county. Does that make sense? So if one county isn't meeting the requirements and everywhere else is, it's not going to prevent everywhere else from opening it, just they're going to stay. Oh, they've also changed the amount of people. It'll change Friday from 10 in an area till 20. They are saying if you're high risk to be more, they just say be more careful or something like that, but they don't clarify what that means or anything. I'm gonna just take it as we probably are okay with family, but obviously be aware of other places, things like that.
Oh, Miami.
During this 7-week stay-at-home order, they reported no murders. It hasn't happened for 63 years.
But think about it, they've been major about what policing everyone staying home.
Yeah.
I mean, by major, I mean, I think it was there that someone let her daughter go play next door at the neighbors. And the police saw it and went over and screamed at the mom over it and threatened to arrest her.
Yeah, so I laughed my head off at a Facebook post yesterday. I thought it was quite funny.
McGonagall at Wally's at Walmart, the South Walmart.
Really? Hello?
Ellen?
In the van. Okay. Bye.
Wondering where you're at?
Yes. COVID-19 Information Center on Facebook. I think that's what it's
A dragon.
I guess I should drop my trace. My final trace. Wonder where, yeah. So you saw I finished. I am going to keep playing during the trace and wait to collect. I'll either collect later tonight or I'll collect tomorrow with the Burfias on. Either way, I'm not sure which one, but I want to go after, get my doxies and see what else I can get before I collect. So I think they're getting ready to come out. I'm not sure. So I will talk to you later. Bye.